Last time on Who Knows God audiobook.
Jason was firing his weapon just a few feet away. Each distinct round shook the ground to which they stood. Margot was shooting rapidly from across the street. Shots were being returned at the same pace. Junior decided that he was going to take off and run until automatic rounds stopped him and everyone in his range of sight dead in their tracks. Margot's Jeep screeched his way around a corner, stopping just before the car Junior was hiding behind. "Get in!" LaRonda hollered as she frantically waved Junior towards her. "Get the fuck in." October 25th, 2006. "I ain't signed up to do this by myself, Junior. I don't never get no sleep. I always feel alone." "Well, you ain't got to worry about that much longer. I'm bringing my black ass the fuck home." "For real?" Lucretia asked, considerably surprised. Although they were on the phone, Junior knew exactly what she looked like and what expression she brandished across her face. He opened the bathroom door to make sure no one came back into the room and then shut it again. "Yeah, I'll be a parking attendant for all this. These niggas is crazy. They don't even make the majority of their money on the books. Pops and his little girlfriend make their money selling weed. Stacky, rest in peace, was selling cocaine. These niggas is criminals that just happen to rap. They may sell 100 albums in any given city. That's it." "Oh yeah? 100 albums? That's good though, ain't it?" Lucretia asked. "Not when I can go to a major label and sell a couple of thousand wherever I go. Bigger budget, bigger events, bigger venues. This shit is small time. And Pop's about to blow his deal with Wreck House Records. They already told him if he get in any more trouble, they won't be able to associate with him anymore. You know I almost got my head blown off the other night." 11:14 a.m. the next day.
Situation got me thinking about my life seriously. Keep it real continuously.
Junior walked into the far bedroom on the left and saw his father sitting on the bed reading the Smith & Wesson The Shining album cover. He looked up at Junior and flashed a skin-deep smile. "This is one of my favorite songs of all time. Before I slip in the blackness, I prepare for combat, protect my dome, 'cause that's where my home's at." Junior shut the door behind him and got right to the point. "I'm not going to rejoin y'all when y'all resume the tour, Pops." Jason placed the CD on the nightstand and continued packing his scattered articles of clothing into a suitcase on the bed. "You know what? That's probably the best thing for you." Junior took a few steps deeper into the room and leaned against the wall. "I mean, I came here to do music. I love music. And y'all, do me a favor," Jason interjected as he slammed a tandem of underwear into place. "Go ahead with all that Golden Girl shit right now. All right?" Junior turned abruptly and flung the door open to leave. "Yo," his father yelled out, "I'm on point for this trip tonight, so I'm not going to see you till we get to New York. So," he gestured his hands as if Junior needed to understand what he was saying or forget he said it. "What you mean on point?" Junior tried to keep his tone uninterested in an attempt to convey his dismay for being referred to as an old white woman. He did, however, want to know what his father was talking about. Jason stopped throwing his clothing about for a moment and abandoned his usual discreetness. "Look, we designate one car as the sort of contraband car. So if things go bad, they don't go but so bad, okay? Tonight, I'm driving said vehicle." Junior shook his head and walked out the room. 10:40 p.m., the same night. Junior looked behind him and noticed a gray Mercedes still trailing him in LaRonda's car. He turned around and lowered the volume on the Sierra CD she was playing. "If that was the cops following us, they would have pulled us over by now, right?" LaRonda peeped in her rear view as she eased on the brakes. "Why, what happened?" she asked, checking the speedometer. The Benz Junior was referring to sped around him and activated his previously hidden sirens a few feet behind Jason in the trap car. "Shit!" LaRonda pounded the top of her steering wheel. "That's them hip-hop task force sons of bitches." Her mind visibly raced with questions. She pulled over and turned the stereo all the way down. The plainclothes officer searched Jason's rental for over 30 minutes before discovering a Ziploc bag full of marijuana stashed in a box of CDs. Junior and LaRonda watched helplessly as the officers cautiously applied the handcuffs. LaRonda restrained herself as long as she could. She unbuckled her seatbelt, stepped out the car, and put both her hands up to the sky. Get back in that fucking car, young lady. I'm here in peace. I come in peace. I ain't stopping y'all from doing your job, she insisted. Yo, Tekk, tell me what you need. Jason yelled through the cracked window from the back seat of the car he was being detained in. Yo, L, holler us where I'm at. And do something for Gwen, please. Send her something when you can. Anything. And make sure she stay away from those fucking girls. Young lady, get back in that fucking car right now, one of the officers said as he pointed his firearm at LaRonda's chest with fatal intent. Okay, baby, I got you. Don't break. Allah is with you. Unit 2, Chapter 3. What you doing? You got Mr. Big in your hand? Renee. Date, December 24th, 2006. And it came to pass that God kept his promises with Jason Joyner Jr. Junior worked hard for the sake of his family with unrelenting support and encouragement from Mrs. Jordan. He returned to New City Park in downtown Brooklyn, and he eventually completed his demo. Junior and Lucretia legally married on the 21st of November at St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan. They had close to $2,000 in their joint account and were caught up on all their respective bills. One could say they were doing well. Since returning to New York, Junior invested time into strengthening his relationship with his mother, a relationship that had been on the rocks since Junior moved out after Lucretia got pregnant last year. His father was still in Southampton Correctional, serving a year for possession of a controlled substance, and his sisters were, to his knowledge, doing well. I can tell you how I feel about you night and day. Woo! Miss Johnson raised a bottle of beer in the air. That's my jam right there. How I feel about you. Woo. Junior chuckled as he continued to lace the Christmas tree with the garland and other accessories. Where's that fine-ass father of yours, Junior? Tell him I want to give him some of the good stuff. Ow. Ow. Lucretia slapped her mother a feminine 5 as she returned from the kitchen with another blender full of pina coladas. I don't know why y'all wait to the last minute to decorate the damn tree anyway. The baby don't care nothing about Christmas, do he? Miss Johnson lined her drunken face up with Anthony, who was grinning from ear to ear at his spirited grandmother. You a little warrior, ain't you? That baby don't need no Christmas. Anthony began jumping in his walker, banging his plastic platform with his fist. Hey, that's my little Shaka Zulu nigga right there. Boom, boom. Look how he go with his spoon. Bang, bang. Look, Junior. Anthony grew with such excitement that he nearly jumped out of his walker. He go bang, bang with his big-ass monster hands. Look at them hands. Look, Creature. Bang, bang. Creesh, where you at with the damn refills? Lucretia stuck her head from around one of the kitchen walls. Mommy, I just filled you up. So what? What you want, a toast? Go, Lucretia. She's so fast. Miss Johnson handed Lucretia her empty cup. Here, go get me another drink. I'll toast to that. Shit. The New York City streets were slow, bitterly cold and covered with slushy snow. The newlyweds invited their families over for dinner and drinks. Bernadette was sitting on the couch with her legs crossed, trying to vibe to the old school countdown on WBLS. But she found herself compelled to speak out against Miss Johnson's foul mouth. You sure you want another drink, Aretha? You don't think you had enough for the night? I'm not sure you should be talking like that around a baby. Miss Johnson looked at Bernadette and rolled her eyes. It don't matter what the hell you sure of. Ma, no, what the hell is that? She's not sure. Like she's some authority up in here or some shit. I never said that, Aretha. Please don't curse at me. I'm talking to my grandson, the baby I watch at least once a week when the kids want to go out and have some fun. So what you watch him? I have a career. Bernadette fired back, refusing to be pushed past a certain limit. I'm not trying to spend what little free time I do have babysitting for them. Well, Aretha rolled her neck full of nerve and sass. That's just too damn bad, ain't it? All right, guys, squash it. Leave it alone. Lucretia's Uncle Dalvin interjected. Okay, no problem. Shit, don't play with me up in here. I'm fit, lit, and I ain't taking no shit. Everyone in the room, save for Bernadette, giggled beneath their breaths. Junior bent down to plug in the lights for the tree and tried to stop himself from laughing aloud with the cover of the couch. I thought you said Gwen was coming over, Bernadette. Dalvin asked for the sake of commencing any sort of peaceful conversation. Yeah, she was supposed to have been here. She's not answering her phone, Bernadette responded clearly, trying to calm her nerves. Miss Johnson hummed loud enough for all to hear. I wonder why. 9 days later. I hate this job. I hate this job. Junior had been tossing the softball in the trailer for close to 5 minutes. Due to the blizzard, business was exceptionally slow, even for New Year's Eve. I hate this job. What you doing tonight? Damon, one of the new parking attendants, asked as he flipped his hood over his head and lit another cigarette. Nothing special. Me and Creech probably gonna get a bottle or something and count down to 2007 at home. Junior shoved his hands deep in his pockets, reaching for warmth. What about you? How you bringing the new year in? Damon kicked the snow from the soles of his boots, stepping back into the comfort of the office trailer. We going to Club Exotic and popping a couple of bottles. It's gonna be mad chicks in there, Hot 97 gonna be in there and all that. Okay, that's what's up, Junior said. You gave up the party life, huh? Damon asked as he started another pot of coffee. Junior laughed. Nah, not even. I'm prioritizing things right now, but I'm gonna be back in the spotlight in a hot second. Right now, I just gotta take care of the house. His facial expression altered as he began staring imaginally across the street. Lucretia is pregnant again, too? 11:13 p.m. the same night. A shootout survivor, 5-borough live wire, hip-hop sire, I spit that fire. Motherfucker, I got kids to feed, so if that mean your team gotta bleed, God gonna put that sin on me. I ain't come here to play no games, homie. I take my aim and spit my thing. You feel my pain? The industry strange. Have my homies flip that cane, so in the club we can make it rain. Hundreds rolling on your dame. Raise the eighth and take your chain. My clique's insane. No chicks, no lames. Just thugs that's quick to bust and bang. Junior sat in his living room writing his heart out, putting everything he had into his verse for a 10 MC remix that the BX Bombers were doing. He occasionally returned back to the world from the confines of his imagination by checking out the BET New Year's special on Channel 43. You all right, baby? Junior could hear her, but he couldn't see his wife yet. Where you at? He asked. In here. He stood from his seat and walked to the bathroom a few feet away, discovering Lucretia slouched helplessly over the toilet bowl with the lights out. You sound like a straight killer in that rhyme, she said as she flushed the toilet from her knees and wiped her mouth. Baby, you need anything? I'll run to the store for you, he said in pity of what she must be going through in the first trimester of her second pregnancy. I could go for a ginger ale, she said as she pushed herself miserably to her feet. Oh, and baby, I forgot to tell you. A Miss Bayless from Rec House Records called. She says she wants you to give her or her assistant a call. I'll give you the number when you get back from the store. When I get back? Girl, if you don't give me that phone number, what? Your pending record deal is more important to you than your pregnant wife? Ain't nobody say all that, Lucretia. Just give me the damn number. January 4th, 2007. Junior got off the 6th train at 110th and stopped by his mother's house after he got off of work on Thursday, the day after his meeting at Rec House Records. As he walked up 112th Street, he couldn't help but thank God that he'd been fortunate enough to make it out of Harlem. Same cliques were sprawled about. The hood was still dirty. It was as if nothing had changed. He puffed up his chest and tightened up the look on his face as he walked past the hustlers in front of his old building. Fuck you, you little punk. That's why my brother gonna fuck you up. One of the elevators was out, and consequently, Junior was waiting over 5 minutes in the lobby, watching a pair of badass kids run around and play fight. Fuck you, you dirty bitch. In many ways, Junior felt exempt from the ghetto. The possibility of prosperity that he got after his brief meeting with Miss Bayless, the senior A&R at Rec House Records, put him in a better place mentally. It was as if he had renewed faith. Junior was careful with himself, or at least he tried to be. He had an eerie feeling that something bad was going to happen to him before he came into his riches. Ew, Tyreek got a booger on his nose. The group of kids ran through the air staircase and out the back door as the elevator arrived. Junior got in and pressed the 16th floor. Who is it? Junior, Ma. Bernadette removed the two deadbolt locks and chains and opened the door. Have you seen your sister? She asked in place of greeting him. She was still in her work clothes and seemingly highly disturbed and concerned. No, I haven't seen her. Bernadette exhaled disappointment. She picked up a phone, resting idly on the kitchen counter. No, he ain't seen her either, Sandy. Okay, call me if you hear something. What happened? Junior asked as his mother hung up the phone. Gwen's friend Maria just got stabbed in front of 1695. The little Puerto Rican girl Gwen be around here with? Did she come in from school? Yeah, she was here like an hour ago. She said she was going to the store. I ain't hear from her since. And she left her phone in there so I can't call her. Oh my God. Junior got his mother to calm down in the nearly 2 hours that it took for Gwen's key to hit the front door. She walked in reeking of alcohol and marijuana, with a blue bandana hanging around her back pocket, barely able to keep herself together. Where have you been, young lady? What the hell is this? Bernadette said as she grabbed the bandana and flicked it. Gwen instinctively swatted her mother's hand away, as her older sisters would have given her blows if someone, anyone, touched her flag. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, Ma, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Rendered speechless, Bernadette waved her hands around the aura of what used to be her innocent little girl. What is this all about? Gwen didn't have full command of her eyes or legs. She was looking at her mother from chest down and hadn't looked at Junior at all. You all right, sis? Junior asked. Gwen looked at him, then tried to look her mother in the eyes. Guilt seized her. She covered her face and ran directly in her bedroom and slammed the door shut. Bernadette looked at Junior, her face rid of understanding. Did you see that? 9:58 p.m. the same night. Thank you for dinner, baby. That was excellent. Why don't you eat your salad, Junior? It's good for you. All right, wrap it up, and I'll eat it later, Junior said as he began digging into his chocolate cake on the table. Yeah, right. You ain't gonna eat that salad. You might as well go ahead and throw it away now. Lucretia rubbed her belly as she took a well-deserved seat at the dining room table. I'm gonna be fat for the winter, she complained facetiously. Junior chuckled as he stood and began running water from the sink. Go lay down, baby. I'll clean up in here and do the dishes. She pushed herself up, grateful to have one less burden for the night, and headed to the back room. I got the best husband in the world, she said as she vanished. Junior washed the dishes and wiped down the counter. He got the garbage ready and cut off the lights in the kitchen. He took a moment to overlook his small, peaceful living quarters. He was about to address God and thank him for the first time in weeks when his cell phone rang. Hey, Ma, what's up? Nothing. I'm in here getting ready for bed. Your crazy ass sister's still in there knocked off from whatever she drank. Oh, okay. I know she gonna be hung over tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna call in from work. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about earlier, Ma. What's that? Yo, Ma, I don't think you gonna be working much longer. I got signed yesterday. Get out of here, Junior. You got a record deal? Yup, with Rec House Records. They talking about giving me $1 million advance and all that. What? $1 million? You signed the deal already? Did you get a lawyer to look the paperwork over? Junior heard a beep from an incoming call. He looked down into the display screen. Renee. Hold on, Ma. I got a call on the other line. Before he pressed the talk button to click over to the other line, Junior peeped to the back room to make sure the door was still shut. Hello? What's up, Jay? He could feel the beat that his heart skipped, drop down to the pit of his stomach, then further south. Hey, what's going on? Nothing. You know who this is? Come on, Renee. You know I ain't forget your voice. Cut it out. Oh, I was calling to see how your baby was doing. We good, we good. My little man is coming along, thankfully. After a brief, overly comfortable pause, she exhaled deeply into the receiver. I miss... No, forget it. I'ma go. Why? What you was gonna say? She breathed sensually, deliberately, pressing Junior's buttons. Nah, I was gonna say I miss your dick. It was Junior's turn to exhale. Chill, Nene. He superficially pleaded, now fully turned on, and she knew it. Like, I miss how I get all hard and fat right before I let you slide it inside me. His body became unsettled. He tapped one of his feet with loose energy, and his testosterone and his basketball shorts began to rise. He turned to make sure his wife wasn't behind him, then reclined in the seat by inclining from his pelvis. You all right, baby? Renee asked. I'm good. What you doing? You got Mr. Big in your hand? Nah, not yet. He was lying. He couldn't control himself. He laid back and let his ex talk him through an orgasm that felt better than live action with most of us. 6:48 a.m. the next morning. Junior, get up. As soon as he became conscious, he could hear Lucretia yelling at him and Anthony's crying. He stretched his sore, exhausted body before turning around to get the time off the cable box. Oh shit, Nene. Why you didn't wake me up earlier? What did you call me? Lucretia asked as she looked around the kitchen wall at her husband, who slept in the living room last night. Huh? What did you just call me, Jason? I ain't call you nothing. I said baby. Oh shit, baby. Lucretia hemmed. That didn't sound like no baby, Junior. That sounded like nay, nay. Lucretia said as she went back to tend to the baby. 2 weeks later. Looks like it's going to be a few months before you get that advance check, Mr. Jordan. A few months? Yeah, I didn't like some of the terms they laid out in your contract, and I wanted to push for more ownership of your material. Junior stopped listening mid-sentence. He had to repeat it at least 5 times before letting Phil, his entertainment lawyer, go. Call me as soon as the meeting is done. Now he'd heard enough out of Attorney Price already. Yesterday, at his follow-up meeting with Mrs. Bayless, she seemed pressed for time. She explained to Junior that they thought that he had commercial viability, and she wanted to introduce him to Rec House CEO Johnny Myers. 3.5 minutes later, Junior was meeting with Johnny Myers. Johnny asked to see his teeth, demanded that he lift more weights, and told him that if he gained 20 pounds, that he could be marketable as a hip-hop commodity. Mr. Myers looked Junior over one final time and agreed to sign him to a single record/digital recording deal. Johnny tried to push Junior to sign his contract on the spot, but Junior decided to let Phil look things over. They wanted to give you a $25,000 advance, but I think we can get that bulked up to around $50,000. Oh, that's it? Junior asked. How much did you think you were going to get? I don't know. Okay, thanks, Phil. Junior hung up the living room phone, sat back in the seat, and fell into despair. He had big plans that needed big money to manifest, and he had already started making plenty promises to plenty people. What the fuck? He asked aloud. 8:30 p.m. the same night. Why you ever just can't be straight up about things? How you gonna give me a record deal, then let me quit my job, then don't give me the money? Like, why would you do that? Now money is crazy tight. Think about how I'm gonna look. Like, give me the deal, the advance money, and let me do my thing. Damn. Junior walked over a mile during his monologue with the Lord. He walked all the way up the Boston Road, then up Boston to Eastchester Road before finally heading back home. When he got back, Lucretia and Anthony were already asleep. He warmed up the plate of food that his wife left in the microwave while he checked his email and MySpace messages. Junior spent the night in the living room, but he didn't get much sleep. He tried to visualize the life, the stardom, the love, the better days. He couldn't tame his adrenaline through sleep. He envisioned the look, the soon-to-be famous disposition, answers to questions from imaginary reporters, the women, the power, the lights, the camera, and the action. March 7th, 2007. Yo, what's going on, New York City? This your boy DJ Chasey, 105.5 on your radio dial for the top 5 at noon. Junior turned the volume all the way up on his car stereo as he breezed down University Avenue. The number 5 joint of the day is coming from NYC Zone J3. I don't know if you guys know this, but J3 is actually the oldest son of incarcerated rapper Architekk of the NYCMC clique. Remember them, Ralph? Yeah, Tekk got caught with a trunk full of that good greenery. Stacky, rest in peace. Buck from Wagner. No doubt, big shout out to the whole east side of Harlem. Taft, Jeff, Force. Let me see, Metro North, Clinton, Johnson, Lehman, Douglas, yeah, all that. The number 5 song of the day, New York, is from J3, Pop Goes My Nine. It was easy. It was all too easy, Junior thought to himself as he turned the volume up. He was only 19 and already cruising around the BX at a drop top. Junior put up a lot of cash and Lucretia's credit at the Mercedes in Manhattan for his ride, but this feeling made it all worth it. As he crossed Fordham Road, he tried not to smile. Johnny Myers warned him that the streets would be watching him and never let the streets see him feeling himself too much. With that in mind, Junior sank into his leather seat, kept his foot on the pedal, and hid behind the protection of his Ray-Bans, smoothly rolling on. He pulled up in front of Building 5 and turned the stereo down. He sat in the driver's seat in sweet, serene silence as he looked around the apartment complex where he spent so many lustful nights during his high school years. Today he was clean. He felt fresh and confident. He stepped out of the luxury coupe and the sun illuminated his shirt as well as the gold chain around his neck. Junior felt as if he'd been delivered by God. He walked into the building lobby and pressed the intercom for apartment 17C. Who? J3. Oh, come in. The electric buzzer for the front door activated. Junior stayed put and pressed the intercom again. Yeah, come downstairs. When Junior saw her walk out of the building, he could no longer justify being there. Part of him wanted to run back to his family as quickly as he could. But this day had been a long time in the making, and the stronger side of him produced a welcoming smile and open arms for his other high school sweetheart. What's up, Renee? Hey, baby. She returned the smile and embraced him. At first sight, Renee appeared to be the same way he left her. She was wearing a black sweater, blue jeans, and tough leather pumps. She still had acne on her face, and by the way she was switching from side to side, June could tell that her biggest bump was still behind her. That's your car? She asked. Junior puffed up with pride looking at his newest sweetheart, his Benz. Yeah, that's me right there. He could see delight in her smile, and he could feel his plans to keep things between them non-physical slipping away. He deactivated his car alarm via a single key remote. Hop in, he said. 12:11 p.m. the same day. How's your grilled salmon? Renee asked. Oh, it's actually quite the delight. It has just a wee bit of orange flavor in it to give it a little extra jazz. Delicious. Oh, shit. Let me get that, Renee said as if impressed. And for you, sir? The waitress turned to Junior, who was still staring at Renee. What? Renee demanded of Junior. Come on, Nene. You can't be saying shit like that to the lady. What? She ascertained with her face screwed. Cursing and whatnot. Damn. Junior adjusted his shades and smiled at the waitress. Can I have the chopped steak with the Luga sauce, please? Renee unrolled her utensils to the tabletop and threw her embroidered napkin that they were tucked in at Junior. I'm sorry, miss. You gotta excuse her. She's straight out the ghetto. She don't know how to act. Junior facetiously explained to the waitress. Renee smiled haughtily, not feeling the need to explain herself. The waitress took their menus and went about her business. It was at that moment that Junior looked into Renee's face and realized that he never got over her. He never shook her. She still had that heightened sense of style that attracted him. She was still exciting to be around, and she was still a sweetheart in her own boogie down Bronx way. Her body was still tight, and the things she'd been saying over the phone, combined with the way she was now rubbing her foot on Junior's underneath the table, ensured him that she still had that downright freak in her. I, I, Even her failed attempt to locate Mr. Big, Renee got Junior going to the point where he could no longer put a meaningful sentence together. What you said? She asked as she slid lower in her seat to give her curious foot better leverage. Baby, you want to get out of here? She suggested in her after hours voice. Right now? He asked as Renee squeezed his erect penis with her toes. Junior pulled out his wallet and placed a $100 bill beneath one of the candle holders. Let's go. March 30th, 2007. And last but not least, I want to thank J3 for that killer performance tonight at Club Home. This is going to be a great year at Rec House Records. Johnny Myers held his brute roast Ace of Spade bottle up and toasted with Kevin Anderson, his newest R&B soloist. The BX Brahmas crew, club home staff, and Rec House record staff all toast, then sprawled into separate groups conversing among themselves. Through all the commotion, Red Out pulled Junior aside. Yes, Junior said with an arrogant grin before taking another sip of champagne. Yes, what? Red Out asked. I already know what you're going to ask, and the answer is yes. You sure you know what I'm going to ask, son? Red Out questioned skeptically. You're going to ask if you can get in the studio with me to finish your demo. Actually, yeah, I want that too. But right now, I got more pressing issues than that, my brother. He lowered his voice and leaned in. I need you to let me hold a little something to invest in, if you know what I mean. Red Out inched in closer and grabbed Junior by the shoulders. Right now, the price is right. I can get that good white for like 30 cents a gram, and we could bring that back to whatever the fuck we need, you heard? Junior looked deeper into Red Out, seriously considering. Red Out knew Junior was on the brink, and he pushed on. We can start making big money right now. You ain't gotta wait for no checks from no clown-ass record execs. Get paid right now, boy. Us. A few extra dollars coming in regularly was what Junior needed to get his budget back on track and link his finances smoothly. He damn sure wasn't getting a job, not with his new image at stake and the responsibility of being in so many places to promote his music. Furthermore, a move like Red Out was proposing will allow J3 to gain more credibility on the street, which in turn would appreciate his value as a rapper. Let's do this, my nigga. No doubt, son. That's what I'm talking about. Red Out was enthused as he embraced his new best friend. Life is good. Life is good, yo. Yo, bring us another bottle of champagne over here. Almost everyone under the age of 25 left the office and made their way through the jam-packed club towards the dance floor. We doing it big in this bitch tonight. Fuck that. Junior gave Red Out a pound before hopping on some ass and throwing his hands in the air. D, Jeff, and the rest of the BX Bombers was on the dance floor bouncing around in their own circle of self-celebration. Junior had a bottle of Patron clutched by his neck. Red Out waved his hands with blood-red bandanas tied to both his wrists and manicured stacks of single bills in each hand. BX get the money, long time, no cash. BX get the money, long time, no cash. The DVD recorders were rolling. The ladies and the player haters alike were looking on as the BX Bombers flashed their jewelry and other testaments to the good life. They were having a ball, high off of life. For Junior, this feeling was surreal. He had dreamt of this his whole life, and here he was, writing his name in the pages of the game. He had a rented platinum and diamond tennis necklace laying on a $300 shirt, a Chris Yankee fitted laying on some silky waves, and he had the confidence that he could lay down with whichever of these on-looking freaks he chose. BX get the money, long time, no cash. 3:41 a.m. the same night. Junior, I feel like we don't talk anymore, Lucretia said. Oh boy, here we go with this. Junior kicked off his sneakers, getting ready for bed. Here we go with what? Am I annoying you by trying to keep our lines of communication open? Baby, listen, I ain't got nothing to say. Behavior is the truth. That's the one thing my father taught me. Behavior is the truth. I'm doing what I gotta do for us, for my son, all that right now. Well, you're not spending no time with me, or even him for that matter. Lucretia raised her voice as she followed him into the bathroom. Right now, this is what it is, Creesh. Things ain't gonna be this way forever. Let me just take care of what I gotta take care of without all the stress. Lucretia's attitude and sentiments were written all over her face. Junior, I hope you ain't letting that little 50,000 go to your head. You're living way beyond your means right now. You're looking at that 50,000 like it's fancy car and jewelry time. You can't look at it like that. Oh yeah? How am I supposed to look at it then? Junior asked as if mocking her, as he ran water in his hands and began scrubbing his face. It's like, let's run the AC or we want this summer money. Let's take a few days off work, not quit our damn jobs money. You're not even sure how the album is gonna sell yet. Junior became enraged. Fuck you. How you gonna say some shit like that? My album is gonna sell. He pushed her gently out the bathroom door. Excuse me, please? Unit 2, Chapter 4. Oh boy, I done heard it all. I'm going upstairs. Mac. Date, May 13th, 2007. Where's your father? Hollis pointed across the field a few yards out. Junior looked and saw his father sitting in front of the small stream with his head hung. This is boring, yo. I'm about to have my mother come get me. Hollis looked at him with intensity in her eyes, as if she were on the verge of raising up from the garden swing to which she was seated. His father just died, Junior. A word? Junior looked back over the green pastures at his dad. Dang, I hope he be all right. I'm going to call my mother. Junior opened his eyes to Renee's dormant face. All the glamour was gone. In a post-orgasmic state, her mouth was pressed against the bare mattress as their physicality had ripped the sheets off the bed. Junior felt like he had been sleeping for many hours, but he knew it was still early in the day. He pushed himself out of the bed and quickly began collecting his belongings. He needed to move, fast or slow, left or right. If he didn't start moving, the haze of depression would seize him with the realization that him and Renee's rendezvous had nothing to do with his work. Yo, get up, I gotta go, Junior said loud enough to wake Renee from her slumber as he tossed a bottle of Patron that they had killed earlier into the garbage. Damn, Jay, she whispered as she rolled over, wiping the side of her mouth. I'm tired. Nah, get up. I got a meeting with Johnny Myers. It's checkout time. 1:24 p.m. the same day. Amber, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. That's why I hired you. You figure it out and get back to me. Thank you. Johnny Myers was yelling into the speakerphone on his desk from his elliptical machine across the room in an attempt to work off his lunch. What's the use of having a secretary if she gonna ask me what to do all the time? He rhetorically asked Junior, who was behind a leather couch trying to figure out the proper way to grip the golf club in his hand. Okay, so this is what we know so far. It's going to be 17 cities. New Orleans, Houston, Boston, Philly, Vegas, and LA are for certain. Tracy is going to send you an email with the complete itinerary by the weekend. Although Johnny was exercising and indoors, he was still sporting his rhinestone encrusted sunglasses and trying to preserve his stardom. He took a swig from his water jug and stuck it back in the holster on the side of the digital readout on the elliptical. And when's my album release date? Junior asked as he ripped a swing through the air. The album will be out sometime late summer, maybe even early fall, young blood. Junior felt it necessary to stare Johnny down momentarily to express his dismay non-verbally. He was beginning to feel like there was some sort of conspiracy preventing the release of his album, which was initially set to release last month, but had been pushed back for the second time. Junior hadn't heard anything from Miss Bayless or Art Clay, the Rec House co-founder. Therefore, he rightfully questioned why his project was in limbo despite his extensive collection of songs and his eagerness to get them out to the world. Come on, Johnny, this album is important to me, man. When we going to get this joint out? He asked. Johnny took a few last decelerating strides before climbing off his elliptical. We got you covered. Don't worry about nothing. You ready for life on the road, youngin'? 16 days later. The church was packed from wall to wall. Everyone was looking good and apparently feeling just as well. Junior was hot. The only thing he could think about was getting out of his hard bottoms and cracking open a beer in front of his large screen. He loosened his tie and readjusted himself in his seat. Junior, give your sister $2 to put in the plate. They're sending the plate around again? Junior. Bernadette shoved him in the leg. Stop talking nonsense and give your sister $2. Bernadette searched through her patent leather handbag, then turned back to her son. And let me hold 5 till later. And it came to pass that Junior got settled into his life as J3 the rapper. His upgraded social status, the money, the attention, it all became habitual quickly. It was like he was born to do it. He had cash money coming in left and right from Redout, and thus, he was able to take care of most of the miscellaneous expenses without pulling out plastic or breaking his budget. It came to pass that Junior squashed his beef with God, no longer yelling at him in times of adversity, challenging his authority, or foolishly questioning his reach. When he was faced with hardship nowadays, he looked at the cup as half full and gave thanks because he understood that things could be much worse. Jason Jordan Jr. found himself still unable to shake what he and Renee had. His good fortune allowed them to live out the fantasies they dreamed about as kids. Renee was giving him head like she needed it, unbuttoning his pants in the middle of conversations, making craven noises, and slapping it on her face. Without failure, Junior wished to God that she disappear off the face of the earth, orgasm after toe curling orgasm. But in reality, she didn't. In the real world, he was hooked. As a testament to his current situation, the songs J3 wrote were different, different from what they started out as. The melodies of humble beginnings and respect for the game were replaced with songs of self celebration and anthems of love for money. He entitled his debut album One in a Million as a testament to the rarity of his success. And the word went forth 1 week later. So, what you want to do? P. Dunn, the Atlanta studio in-house engineer, asked as the energy departed the room as D failed to lay his verse properly for the ninth attempt. Junior flopped down in the chair next to him and wiped the sweat from his forehead. In all honesty, I feel like calling it a wrap and picking up from here tomorrow. This LA heat ain't no joke. We need to go to the beach, Red Owl said to no one in particular. Don't y'all need to have this finished by Friday? We'll get it done. Worst come to worst, I'll write something in the hotel later. Junior stood to his feet and began walking around the state-of-the-art engineering room. I ain't come to LA to be sitting in no hot-ass studio all day, though. He waved D in from the recording booth and looked at Red Out. Y'all trying to make moves? We going to the beach. Red Out employed a corny imitation Jamaican accent. Yeah, man. 3:29 p.m. the same day. The BX Bombers and J3 could hardly take a few steps without being recognized by someone. Junior's second single and video were in heavy rotation on BET and had gotten his fair share of spins on the hip-hop radio stations across the country. His spirits were particularly high as he was confident that his new single, This Is For The Ladies, would make him a household name. Between the shows he was doing and the revenue being generated off his ringtones and internet downloads, moving his wife and child out of New York City would be foreseeable by the end of the summer. Oh, snap, that's J3. A teenage girl pointed Junior out to her mother before running up to him. Can I have your autograph? He smiled at her and took a pen she was holding out for him. What you want me to write it on? She turned to her mother for direction. Mom handed her a t-shirt that wrote Venice Beach, USA across the front. And she reached in her pocketbook and pulled out a stick of eyeliner. Here, use this. That pen ain't gonna write on that shirt. Junior signed to Keisha Flood from Buffalo, New York. Thanks for the love. Say thank you, Keisha, the girl's mother instructed. She smiled adorably into Junior's face as if she thought the world of him. Thank you. The boys from the Bronx were posted up atop a low-rise brick wall across from the ocean shop and checked out the West Coast scene. The boardwalk was live. Junior saw a couple whiz by in incline skates, a man juggling, glass mugs on a bicycle, and fine women were everywhere. There was one in particular that Junior hadn't noticed until he turned at random and saw the beauty looking at him from afar. She seemed to be walking in slow motion between her two friends, and she continued to steal glances at Junior as they advanced up the boardwalk. The members of the Bombers crew hopped off their posts and approached the ladies to put their bids in. Junior stayed put and looked on. What's good, shorty? I know you ain't gonna let this opportunity pass me and you by, Red Owl said, hawking a brown-skinned girl with braids and curiously long legs. She kept stepping, visibly disinterested in a conversation with him. Oh, so you don't recognize me with my clothes on, huh? So last night they mean nothing to you? Hey, how you doing? The young lady who was staring at Junior walked straight up to him and introduced herself. I'm Allison, she said with a surreal aura and a smile of a princess. She was unreal, Junior thought. Her lip gloss was shining, her skin was like golden candy, and her body was proportioned to a T. Junior felt the need to look away to reserve a certain level of marital dignity. I'm good. How you? My bad, shorty. I thought you was cute, Red Owl hollered, as he was having his fair share of trouble with the other girls. Allison exhaled and fammed her 10th and bus line in front of Junior. I'm hot. Red Owl finished insulting the California beauties and walked between Junior and his new friend. Excuse me. Yo, matter of fact, break out, shorty. Stuck up ass bitches. Y'all not ready for no real gangsters. Fuck you, the girl said. Fuck you, bitch. Junior grabbed Red Out by the waist as he charged forth. I'll spit in your fucking face. Don't play with me. June 13th, 2007. Hey, man, how much for them Gucci loafers? D asked the salesman who had been following them around since they walked through the front door. Those shoes start at $525, sir. Word, my man? Give me like 3 of them joints. Matter of fact, let me see some more stuff. What y'all got in the back? June 13th, 2007. Yo, what up? Red Out asked as he peeked into the car that pulled up in front of him. Yeah, give me whatever you can for 100. Red Out looked up and down the strip, then dropped 5 bundles into the passenger's lap. Yo, my dude, if you want to make some extra cash, a few of my buddies from college are having a party on North Citrus. Yeah? Red Out inquired, astutely checking on the people in the back seat. Dude, there's at least 3 people that came up to me and asked me if I know who had some good soft. June 13th, 2007. But you can't work it like she can, baby. Nah, hold up, see, because I got this skirt on. I can't move like I usually do. The exotic dancer pulled her denim skirt over her juicy hips and wiggled her thick black ass. Hey, hey. Oh shit, chill, she won. It's over. I take my vote back. She walked over to Junior and began shaking it in his face. Hey. June 13th, 2007. No, he's not. No, he is not, Lucretia insisted. I know my husband. He's out there doing what he got to do for the fort. He ain't worried about them little scallywag groupies. So what you think? They gonna be at every strip club, on every city, getting their dick so hard and all roused up so they can go back to their hotel rooms, horny, bothered, and without? Every night? Shit. June 13th, 2007. 2 more days left, huh? Jason turned to smile at Donald from Florida. Most of his attention was still channeled into the war report on the Marital television. So what you gonna do when you get out, Black? You got that look in your eyes, Donald asked. Jason didn't bother disturbing his peace by speaking. He continued gently massaging his rugged beard, his face barely visible behind his wool-like ropes of hair. I don't believe they still over there killing innocent people for a profit, Donald said, turning back to the television. Jason leaned forward in his chair and looked Donald square in his eyes and nodded as if he had a deep understanding of the situation. Still no words came out of him. Make sure you fight the good fight when you out there, brother. June 19th, 2007. Junior had a calm enthusiasm about him as he rode through the streets of downtown Houston on his way to his in-store appearance. Miss Bayless ejected the Usher CD playing from the stereo, and J3's Pop Goes My Nine scene greeted them from the FM radio. Oh, wow. She turned around and smiled at Junior. You can't beat that, she said. Junior sat in the back of the SUV, wondering if the pedestrians they were rolling by knew that today was his album's release date. He wondered how many people were going to show up for his in-store signing. He wondered if they loved him yet. You here, kid. You made it. I know this shit gotta feel good. D enthusiastically slapped Junior on the shoulders from the back seat as they arrived at the record store. A mild, melancholic wave fiddled Junior's inner sanctum as he thought about Harlem and her interests. The hustlers, the ball players, the fly girls, and the listeners back home, and their acceptance or lack thereof for his music. Bittersweet was this victory as J3 came to the realization that he would have to do a better job on his next project in order to make a run for the Crown of New York rap game. Therein was the respect he secretly desired. Just give us 1 sec. We want to make sure everything is all right before we escort him in, Force, Junior's bodyguard, said to Miss Bayless before proceeding to back up the hyped-up crowd in front of the store. Here, put these on, and take this. Miss Bayless handed J3 sunglasses and a guest pass to hang around his neck. I told you our marketing techniques were on point, she said, smiling through the tinted windows at the pandemonium outside. When Force opened Junior's door, he got out waving at the camera phone-wielding audience and local media. His security staff paved a clear path for the front door. They just arrived. The crowd is going crazy here. I think I see J3. Yes, there's J3 looking quite fabulous, might I add. A local reporter annexed herself into Junior's entourage and positioned herself to share the microphone with him. She placed a hand on Junior's back as if they'd known each other for many years. So J3, tell the people out here how this feels. You're one of the hottest rappers in the game right now. You just renegotiated your deal with Rec House Records, and you have one of the hottest videos in the country. How does it feel? I love it. I fucking love it. 3 weeks later, Junior hesitated to dial his house phone number. He still didn't have much to say, but he knew he had to call and say something. He dialed the phone number and fell to the bed in preparation for the drama he was certain his wife had in store for him. Hello? What's up? Nothing, Lucretia answered sharply, saying nothing further. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm glad you found time to call. Oh boy, here we go with this. Junior could hear her dismay over 500 miles away. He continued, I'm busy, Lucretia. I got 100 different things to do at any given moment. Chill out, please. He did stop calling as much as he should have, and he knew it. He buried himself in his dealings. At some point, the nature of his work took on a form other than he initially expected. He needed to do without sleep because there was no time or no place where he could get more than 4 or 5 hours at a time. He was drinking more alcohol because he didn't sleep, and the alcohol was his reward and fuel to get by. He needed his haircut every day. He needed the newest sneakers. He needed to party just about every night and the latest phones and occasionally a blowjob to stay at the top of his profession. Whatever, I keep telling you, I ain't signed up to do this alone, Lucretia said. Yo, tell my son I love him. I'm gonna call you out tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Jew. He hung up the phone and fought against his sinful human soul as best as he could, but less than a minute later, he was on the phone with Renee. Junior let the guilt go in his conscience regarding this thing with Renee. It was what it was. First, he told himself that he could limit their friendship to conversations and occasional phone sex, and only when Lucretia was acting up. He threw those vows out a few weeks later after having live, rolling around, butt-ass naked, sleazy motel sex with Renee. Then he promised himself that he wouldn't spend any money on her, eat a pussy, or spend any meaningful time with her. Broken, broken, broken. But Junior hadn't gone completely insane. He was beginning to see past Renee's bullshit. She was doing too much pretending with him for her intent to be pure. Pretending to care about his every need. The sex was good, but she was just pretending to crave his body. And the performance that Junior kept nearest to his heart was in regard to his child at home, who he conceived with Lucretia during the pretended height of he and Renee's relationship. Renee was pretending that none of that mattered. Since Junior couldn't trust Renee with his most prized possession, his son, there was no degree of trust that she could earn with him. Therefore, Junior was doing some pretending of his own. With so many lies and new people around him, only God himself knew the reality of all that was going on. Junior did run things past God. Well, what he did was tell God that he knew he was wrong. The dirty money, the other woman, all the times that he went in the recording booth and missed the mark. But he figured it could be worse. And he thought that since he was still getting paid and since God hadn't sent any major calamity his way, that somehow that meant it was all good. Promise after lustful promise from Renee got Junior so horny that he made catching a red-eye flight to New York for a few hours of sex make sense to him. It was business. 5 hours after that decision, his plane touched down in Queens, New York. An hour and a half after landing, Renee had already made him leak like a faucet. Seconds later, his better judgment returned, and he realized that he fucked up again. Junior got dressed and left Renee sleeping in their midtown hotel room. He sliced and diced through the humid, forlorn Manhattan blocks. This was the first time he'd been out by his lonesome in public in over a month. A certain fear of the unknown was present in his heart. When he hit Lexington Avenue, he saw a homeless woman sleeping in front of the shopping cart, which held all her belongings. save for the sundry articles of clothing covering her. Junior felt the need to thank God for delivering him and his family from such circumstances, but he wasn't going to run the risk of someone getting a snapshot of the famous rapper talking to himself and becoming a mockery. He thanked his maker in his head and told God that if he remembered and had time, he would get on his knees later and pray. Junior glanced at the woman several times and tried to find something in her that could explain her misfortune. When he couldn't, he simply shook his head and kept walking. Junior was shaken by the New York rats, bleak anonymous faces, the speed in traffic, winos, the sheer darkness of the streets. To him, his life was more significant than that of the others around him, so he sought to be extremely careful. He went back to his hotel and began cleaning the room around Renee's dormant body with a near humorous intent. When he was done, he went to the bathroom with his book of rhymes and wrote a full 3 verses for a song off his next album, which he entitled The Strange Life. 5 days later. Yo, fam, let me holler at you for a sec. Red Al pulled Junior aside, and the rest of the entourage was greeted by the restaurant's host, who took them to their tables. Let's go to the bathroom real quick. Whoa, you want to see me in the bathroom? Junior playfully mocked. Come on, man, pause. Junior screwed his face. No homo. I just need to holler at you real quick. Red Al didn't bother to check the bathroom for privacy as they entered. He pulled the wad of money from his cargo shorts and slapped it in Junior's hand. Chill, my dude. It ain't no rush. Take your time paying me back. Junior insisted as he reached to put the money back in his friend's hand. I'm good on that, Red Al said. You sure? I know you got the kids and all that. I'm not starving. Trust me, fam, Red Al insisted as he wrapped his arm around Junior and escorted him out the bathroom. Trust me. July 1st, 2007. The cup of rum and coke that Junior placed on the floor a few hours ago suddenly toppled. He looked out of the window on the left side of the tour bus and saw Newark International Airport. Although he snuck home a few nights ago, Junior was terribly delighted to be rolling back into New York due to homesickness. They seemed to be hitting every pothole on the road. Junior made his way in front of the bus and looked through the large windshields. Oh, snap, we here. We'll be in Penn Station in about 30 minutes, the driver Tony said. Junior walked to the back, towards the rear, and cut off the video game he was playing. He removed his travel case from the side mattress and took off his Rec House Records chain and put it in the compartment between his 2 watches. He collected his CDs and packed them away, along with his Bible and a sonogram picture of his second child, who was due any day now. He grew more anxious by the moment and consequently paced back and forth throughout the entire duration of the Holland Tunnel. Get me off this fucking bus, he said to himself, happy the tour was over. 8:33 a.m. the same day. You know your daddy loves you, huh? You know your daddy loves you, right? Junior said as Anthony smiled, revealing his newly grown teeth. He turned and tried to crawl away from his dad. Come here. Junior pulled him off balance by taking one of his little legs and sliding him gently across the silky sheet. Come here. He tickled his bare pot belly. During his endeavors, Junior looked up and caught a glance of Lucretia's image in the closet mirror and turned to acknowledge her. What you doing? He asked. Junior, you ain't have sex with none of them stripper bitches on tour, did you? What? No. He looked up at her, then took his eyes away, only to look once again at her to appear to be trustworthy, all of which made him appear more suspicious. I swear to God I didn't. 2 days later. What's this? Red Al asked Artie while slapping all the brothers' fives who were sitting on and around the benches in the back of the building. Junior followed suit, dapping Harold, Mac, Mick, and Kenneth. Artie didn't bother answering Red Al. He looked at him with lazy, spacey eyes as if to say, try that. Red Al took a sip from the plastic cup and screwed his face up completely. Oh, y'all out here drinking that brown liquor. It's early? Ooh-wee. These were Junior's peers while growing up. The differences in their lifestyles kept them distant over the past few years, mainly because Junior was trying to excel in school and move out of the neighborhood, and they simply weren't. Furthermore, when they were kids, Junior's mother made it public knowledge that the values and disciplines that she instilled in her children was somehow better than that of the typical ghetto kids. Therefore, Junior was somewhat of an outsider in his own projects, and no one around here was rushing up to him for an autograph. He laid low and hung alongside Redout as they got caught up on the politics of the day. Yo, would you tell these niggas that SP is the best mixtape rapper of all time? This nigga talking about some Lil Wayne. I should smack you. Yo, Lil Wayne is doing this thing right now. I can't front, Redout said as he smoothly released a cloud of weed smoke through his lips. Thank you, thank you. Oh my God, so you saying Lil Wayne could go with Styles P? Please don't tell me you saying that, blood. Homie, it depends on who you asking. Now me, I'll take Big L over all these niggas. I second that, Sasha from the 15th floor added. Yeah, but still, you gotta respect longevity. That's like one of the only measures of a good rapper nowadays. How long they been doing it and doing it well. Know what I mean? The boy SP been killing mixtapes since we was in 101. You can't just come put some nigga past him cause he been doing his thing this year. Mac turned and pointed at J3 without looking at him. That's like coming out your face and saying this nigga right here is better than Tekk. Come on. Whistles ripped through the projects. Redout stood alert to see what was what. Wait, what you mean by that? Junior demanded. What you mean what I mean? Mac shot right back. His body leaned off the Paul Manson he was drinking, his hat tipped to the side. I tear my pops apart lyrically. You bugging, Junior said. Mac threw his Kansas City Chiefs fitted hat off his head and walked away. Oh my God, now I heard it all. I'm going upstairs. 8:19 p.m., the same night. Junior, can you take the garbage out for me? Help me scrub the floors? Do something? Dang. Look, would you leave me alone about some fucking trash? Junior was formulating his toughest rhyme battle to date in his head. He was so upset at Lucretia for interrupting him that arguing with her was not worth it, as she had completely disturbed his groove. Shit, you want me to be the breadwinner and the damn maid too? Well, excuse the fuck out of me. Lucretia walked into the living room from the kitchen. The hollering woke Anthony from his sleep. He began moving around a pallet on the couch. You just sitting up here on the computer doing your own thing. I don't get to take those types of breaks around here. Anthony always needs something or somebody needs something around the house. The baby finally opened his eyes and began crying. Lucretia dropped the dustpan in her hand and flopped onto the chair near the window. What you doing? Junior asked. I'm taking a break, she said, rolling her neck with attitude and attending to her fingernails. Junior rolled in his chair from his desk to the couch and picked up Anthony to comfort him. Oh, don't worry about it, little man. It's gonna be all right. I see we ain't playing by the same rules, Junior, Lucretia said, folding her arms like an angry child. Junior popped a pacifier in the baby's mouth and lowered him into the crib. When I was making the money, I ain't never make you feel like some type of servant or no shit. That's that bullshit, Lucretia added. Junior grabbed his car keys off the desk. Lucretia, look, I'm going to the studio. I got some real shit I gotta get off my chest tonight. When I come back, I'll help you. He grabbed his sunglasses and his wallet. He stopped in his tracks and looked at her in the eyes before he walked out. Mop, cook, clean, whatever you need, baby, for real, okay? 11:35 p.m., the same night. I get G-stacks for my freestyles. Ironic. Be in the club, leaned off vodka and tonic, red like diamonds and onyx, and my girls blow the homies then chronic, leave you without an alternate option. Fuck with us and vanish like the Loch Ness Monster. Streets is our sponsor. You phonies is actors and imposters. Frontin' like a righteous roster. So why you get locked up? Only the fuck-ups go and get boxed up. The best we stay out fresh from our night shocks and up, fella. Your team ain't ready for the Brahmas Brigade. We got pawns where you laid. Get you closer to Allah in your grave. Peace with you from the pretty thug with the creamy waves. We got slugs in the eighth. Don't fuck around, boy. Come clean it in Cascades. When J3 finished his verse, he stared at the microphone like he wanted to smack it. D and Jeff were going berserk in the engineering room. Junior could see them through the glass divider. He laid his headphones on the mic dock and walked away feeling like a bigger man. He just ended his pop's career. He's finished. He's done. Junior stepped in the room and received love from every which way. Yo, son, I ain't know you had that in you, D said as he turned the master volume all the way up and prepared to bring the track back. He's done, Jeff yelled again, not trying to hear anything from anyone. Done. 1 week later. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Denise greeted her co-worker and continued gracing down the main corridor for the Office of Admissions, her hard high heels pronouncing her every step. They walked into her office. Junior took a seat. Denise folded into her leather-bound chair and picked up a desk phone. You got your transcript with you, right? She asked as she dialed an extension. Yeah. Hi, Bob. She raised her hand to silence Junior. Hi, this is Denise Knox. My stepson is in my office right now. He would like to know if he could borrow a minute of your time to speak with you about enrolling. Junior looked around at Denise's vacation pictures, a picture of Hollis mid-stride in her FDA uniform, another picture of Hollis and her grandmother hugging at a family cookout. Okay, all right. So I'll send him down. Denise hung up the phone. All right, so tell him that you're interested in studying part-time and that your first priority will be taking classes online and over the summer. You got your transcript, so you should be straight, Denise said. 3 days later. NYC was in the middle of a heat wave. The Puerto Rican Day Parade was coming up, the number of fist fights were increasing, and so was the price of gas. The projects were getting restless, the police were getting aggressive, and the hustlers were getting paid. Summer Jam, Greek Fest, and the neighborhood block parties were right around the corner. These were the annual, yet ever unique circumstances from which the rap king of New York usually emerged. Summertime. In New York, albeit one of the most populated cities in the world, has never been big enough for two kings. The hip-hop heavyweights were all taken off the summer, as everyone who mattered had already seen their fair share of fun in the sun. The only MCs who Junior felt could contend with him lyrically were all underground rappers who most people would never hear. He, on the other hand, had 2 hit singles, one of which went platinum, and the other made the #1 video on nearly every hip-hop countdown. His album sales were hovering around gold, and he even recorded a song with Lena Leslie, the industry's newest R&B star. J3 was major. Junior could see him from down the block. He was conversing with a pair of Jehovah's Witnesses in front of the location where Margot Sporting Goods used to be. LaRonda was a few feet away standing idly, looking up and down the block. Junior parked the sports car. LaRonda spotted him the second he stepped onto the curb. He could see her point him out to his father, who quickly ended his conversation and made his way over. Peace. What's up? Junior responded flatly, as if they'd seen each other yesterday. How you? He asked. Jason laughed to himself, then at LaRonda. Well, as the Jizza so eloquently put it, survival got me bugging, but I'm alive on arrival. He looked at the diamond cross hanging from around Junior's neck. Hey, let me hold a few dollars. I'm hurting right now. Jason had on an expensive, attention-grabbing watch, and he and LaRonda were both sporting new white sneakers and sweatsuits. Junior found some way to look past all that, as pulling out a wad of money and breaking off his father with a little something would allow him to shine even brighter. How much you need? He asked. LaRonda pushed Jason in his broad back. Don't give him no money, Junior. He just playing. Jason gave her an uncertain smile, then turned his attention back to his son. So what's going on? How you? I'm good. Can't complain. Junior was still in his extra cool mood, nonchalant, hiding behind his expensive shades. I guess not. You must be busy. I see you ain't respond to none of my letters. He shrugged his shoulders as he broke eye contact. You know how life go, right? Yo, my dude, you ain't been insinuating anything about me in those little raps of yours, have you? Jason's sharp alteration of the conversation caught Junior completely by surprise. Yo, I'm saying, Jason interjected, because you know you don't want that problem on no type of level, right? His face became stiff with tame force as he easily stepped into Junior's personal space. What you mean? Junior asked timidly, careful to check the bass in his voice. I mean, I tear your head off, kid. Lyrically, physically, however you want to do it. You understand me? Jason riled himself up to the point that Junior seriously thought he was going to hit him. The energy that usually propelled him eluded him. He was emotionally stunned, in disbelief that his own father was pressing him so hard in public. Come on, Jason, you're going too far. LaRonda tried to intervene, laying an affectionate hand on Jason's pumped-up shoulders. He squared Junior up as if poised to pounce on him. His voice ascended to that of a sheer roar, warranting the attention of every bystander in the vicinity. You understand me?
I've been waiting for a while now. I'm like, Nick, I just wanna wild out. Face to face, you ain't the place. I was on the ground while you moving state to state. This my faith and it feels so great. I'm gonna be a real nigga, some shit you ain't. You left the block and you still get love. I stayed in the scene like nicotine. So what you mean? That you the best. You wasn't my pops, man. I put it through your chest. Yes, I came up now. I'm the man. Architekk, I got a new plan, a new blueprint. To spank that ass and do it fast. You left quick fast in a hurry, fam. You ain't no fucking
Little
man.
nigga fall back, Tekk, get on the track and party. You having an asthma attack. We rolling cars back to back to back to back. Front again to be your face I slap. Let my aces clap for the facts that don't matter. Rap to the bank, roll fatter. Split your hat up, pad our stats up. What's that chatter? You just a motherfucking backup.
Don't get smacked up, clapped up with the ratchet. Trust, I know how to handle it. He talk the talk, walk the walk. Then you on the ground, I allow it, chalk freeze. Nigga, please, I sting like bumblebees. Just me, J3. Y'all cannot fuck with
You
me.
gonna shoot me? Nigga must be going high, flying off that motherfucking D. Put your trust here with me. Feel you closing in, I'm lifting you and your boys off your feet. Call it toast to the heat. You ain't got it, rap bad niggas think you farted. RP, dearly departed. This your career, I'm putting you with the martyrs. For starters, your crew's harmless. Walking around with arms knowing they wouldn't harm shit. You already know the guard palm the fifth and sparking it in time to cruise conflict. So I go there, the nicest nigga in here. Give a fuck what you and your men's wear. Girls gonna stare. Put my head in a poom poom, let her twist my hair. Yeah,